When the plan was declared, it was the middle of the week, but it would happen to be directly on that day of Passover, March 11th. The end date, May 5th, 2023. Why is this significant? How does this tie into what my Bible says? And honestly, when I wrote the book, Bible Prophecy Secrets, it went over my head. It's not using any variation of days. It's evening, mornings. We need to take that number 2300 and divide it by 2. 1150 gives you 2300. We could call that 1150 days, and it still fits the definition of 2300 total evenings and mornings. Guess what? The plan was declared on March 11th. The ending of the plan was also declared on May 5th. You do the math. Come on, let's go check it out. What are the odds of this being coincidence? Because I think it takes more faith to believe in coincidence than it does to just look at this and be like, oh, okay, that is the true interpretation of the 2300 evenings and mornings, which comes out to be 1150 days.
These war hawks, they want to draft your kids to die in wars, and they will never fight themselves. You know, we'll stay around the country for 15 years, just bomb the hell out of everybody, make everybody miserable. Nobody knows why we're there, you know, the wars that never end. These endless wars that we've been in, I've gotten us out of so many. We don't want to get into wars. We're tired of fighting. I'm the only president in the last 84 years that didn't start a war. Under Trump, we will have no more wars. No more wars. No more wars. We will have prosperity and peace. We will have prosperity and we will have peace. Remember, I'm the president of peace. They said, he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. He's going to start a war. I said, no, no, no. My rhetoric is going to keep us out of wars. And that's what happened. My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker. That's what I want to be, a peacemaker. We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into.
Hiding in fear, Israelis texted their friends and family a very similar question. Where is the army?
Words of survivors. Where was the army?
Where was the army?
You can see the strength of Israel's military in its response to the Hamas attacks. Persistent bombing in Gaza, leveling neighborhoods, killing more than 2,000 people, including at least 700 children, preparing for a ground invasion. But on the day of the Hamas attacks in Israel, at the sites of some of the worst violence, soldiers didn't arrive for about 8 hours. By then, hundreds were dead, missing, or kidnapped.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
One of the heads of the beast seemed to have had a fatal wound, but the fatal wound had been healed. The whole world was filled with wonder and followed the beast. Then I saw a second beast coming out of the earth.
That's one of the possible outcomes. For a lot of countries are headed that way, by the way. So
Japan is, right?
Japan,
Korea. Yeah.
I mean, at
dangerously.
At current birth rates, in 3 generations, Korea will be about 4% of its current size.
That's insane.
Yeah, maybe even less than that. They're only at 1/3 replacement rate. So if you have 3 generations, that's your 1/27th of your current population, which is 3%-ish. Yeah, basically population collapse happens fast.
It exercised all the authority of the first beast on its behalf, and made the earth and its inhabitants worship the first beast whose fatal wound had been healed. And it performed great signs, even causing fire to come down from heaven to the earth, in full view of the people.
So my first day back to announce the largest AI infrastructure project by far in history, and it's all taking place right here in America. What I'd like to see, Canada become our 51st state. Tonight I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated.
as a team of heavily armed Coast Guard forces rappel down to the deck. President Trump announcing the seizure hours later.
We've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela, large tanker, very large.
The dramatic raid taking part in the early morning hours, video on the ground capturing multiple explosions and low-flying aircraft. The president says with Maduro gone, the U.S. will run Venezuela indefinitely.
So we are going to run the country. Today I will sign an order to impose a 10% global tariff under Section 122, over and above our normal tariffs already being charged. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not. I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way. The Mexican cartels are fueling and orchestrating much of the bloodshed. We have to eradicate them. We have to knock the hell out of them because they're getting worse. They're taking over their country. The cartels are running Mexico. But I think Cuba's seen the end. All my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. When will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. This regime will soon learn that no one should challenge the strength and might of the United States Armed Forces.
Oh, thank God.